Hey guys, so when you guys log on to school's PLP, you should have something similar to this pull up on your screen. When you get into science, you need to do the watch it, teach it, and when you get to the read it section, down towards the bottom, it starts discussing water. So down here it says talks about H2O is what it ultimately talks about, and how H2O is a molecule. So if you've read it, it talks about how water is made of atoms of oxygen and hydrogen joined to create molecules. So I have created this chart here. I have labeled the chart water, and I've talked about elements, atom, and molecule. So I need you to add the names of the element that make up water. So it's asking you to put those elements here. So the two elements that are put together to make up a water molecule are hydrogen. I'm gonna do the and symbol, and oxygen. Okay. Then what I want you to do is draw the atoms of those elements that make up water. So to draw them, something easy for me is just a circle. So it's not just one hydrogen atom, there are actually two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen. So these are the atoms by themselves. They are not connected yet. So when you come down here and you look in this molecule, what I want you to do is draw the actual water molecule using the atoms that create water. So in order to show that, you will have the atom oxygen, and off from that oxygen, you will have two hydrogen atoms, which then become H2O, which is ultimately water. All right. So next what we're going to do is whenever you are going down to the show it section, it is asking you to gather these materials. A measuring teaspoon. I actually have a tablespoon, which will do the same thing. A measuring cup. Sugar. I keep my sugar in this bin. There's sugar in there. Water, which is inside, and a spoon. So when we read these directions, it actually tells me to carefully pour 1 cup of water using your measuring cup. So I've already done that for me. There is 1 cup of water in this measuring cup. It says to then create a sketch of what the water looks like in your measuring cup. So I have already created this table that they are talking about because it's easier to organize. So it says the water, I'm going to draw it. So I have a little cup and there's water in there, and I'm going to put 1C because that's 1 cup. Okay, next it says to measure 1 teaspoon of sugar in my measuring teaspoon. So this is all sugar, and I am actually just gonna scoop some sugar in there. I'm gonna set it right on top of my lid in case I do spill some. And then it asks you to set the full teaspoon carefully aside and create a sketch of what the sugar looks like in the teaspoon in my notebook. So I'm gonna draw my sugar. So don't judge my drawing. I'm gonna put a ton of little dots there, which represents my sugar. Next, it says describe your sketch in a detailed sentence. So what can I say when I describe that sugar? I could say that I measured, I'm gonna write and put it down and then measured. I measured 1 teaspoon of sugar in my teaspoon. Now I need to do my description for my water. I'm going to put something similar. I measured 1 cup of water in my measuring cup. I measured 1 cup of water in my measuring cup. Okay. Then it says to pour the teaspoon of sugar into the cup of water, stirring gently until no sugar crystals are visible in the bottom of the measuring cup. So here is my cup of water. Here is my teaspoon of sugar. And then I'm going to stir it. I'm going to stop and let that water settle a little bit. I still have a little sugar there in the middle. I need to. There we go. So as you can tell, you cannot see those sugar crystals in there anymore. So now it says to sketch this new cup of liquid in your notebook and include a description beneath. So before I stirred it, this is what it looked like separately. So I'm only going to do the after. So in the after, I'm going to draw my little spoon with my sugar going down. And I'm actually just going to leave it like that. So after stirring gently, my sugar mixed in with my water. After stirring, my sugar dissolved into the water. Okay. All right, so then we're just gonna go over this a little bit because they may have something different. So the measuring cup holds 1 cup, full cup of water. 1 cup of water is in the measuring, I measured 1 cup of water in my measuring cup. I measured 1 teaspoon of sugar crystal is measured for the experiment. And then it says the sugar has dissolved into the water, so no sugar is visible, even though it's still in the water. So only because I cannot see it does not mean it is not there. It has just dissolved into my water. All right, very good, guys.